In this video, we're going to talk about sales skills specifically for real estate agents. See, real estate agents have a quite an awesome set of skills that they develop when you're talking with the best of the best. Now, to the common eye, those skills can look natural and effortless and almost magical. The key that I want everybody to understand is that they're not the gift of the gab that someone gets born with. There actually is a system, and there are principles and guidelines that are being followed where the top performing real estate agents follow those principles and guidelines better than most. See, the job of a real estate agent is not just to simply sell houses. Their job's actually the management of reality of two different parties. Now, let me explain. Most vendors, most people who are selling a property, they will have an emotional investment in their property, and therefore they'll tend to overvalue it in their mind. At the same time, a lot of purchasers, well, they want the best deal, but they tend to get stuck in paralysis by analysis. So the task of a real estate agent is to bring those two different realities together at a point where they can both be in agreement that they're happy with the deal moving forward. Now, that's a system. There is a structure, system, and principles involved with doing that. At ABA, I've spent over 20 years now developing a data-driven, science-based system that helps people to develop the skills involved in that. Now, you'll find out more about that in other videos and on other pages of our website. For right now, I want to talk about some things you can do to help lift your real estate sales game to the top of the pack. Now, the first thing is this is a mistake I see across all industries, and it's very specific to real estate. It is essential that you develop the skill of listening more than talking. And I'm going to give you a specific personal story to illustrate this. See, we tend to want to beat the drum, and we can talk and talk about the benefits of a property. The challenge is that means you're not actually asking questions and then really truly listening to what your prospect is telling you. My wife and I went to buy our second house quite a few years ago, and when we did, we walked into a place that we just fell in love with instantly. It had everything we wanted. It had a pool, room for the dogs, fireplace. It was fantastic. And instantly we didn't like the agent representing it. Why? Well, he didn't ask us any questions, and he launched into telling us about how fantastic the property was going to be for building a family. He missed the fact that we probably had a degree of reaction to that because we didn't want a family. We still don't. We've chosen not to have children. But he never picked up on that. As a result, we kept looking. Now, we found another property that we didn't like as much, but the salesperson, the agent, was fantastic. He asked so many questions. He really wanted to understand what we were looking for. We felt comfortable with him, so we actually told him about this other property. Well, long story short, he said, "Oh, look, let me help." And this is actually point number 2. See, he became the solution to a problem that we had because he asked questions and he really listened. He actually went and negotiated the purchase of that property for us. Now, we ended up buying the property at a price that was less than what we probably would have. And more importantly, we secured it quickly, and he ended up with some commissions out of the deal. Now, that is a perfect illustration of exactly what I'm talking about here. Funny enough, if we go to buy more property, he's one of the people that we tend to call. Now, he was the solution rather than just regurgitating information to us over and over and over again. He was also a very good teacher, which is another point. He made sure that we understood terms that we had not understood up until that point. We were still very early in our experience of buying properties. And in real estate, there are lots of different acronyms and words. There's a lingo that's specific to real estate. Now, if you're using words and lingo that someone doesn't understand, that can actually activate resistance within them that you then have the task of combating if you want to help bring that party in alignment with another party's reality. So that's going to cause a problem. Be a good teacher. The next thing is, I suppose, really about how to transcend being nice to being trusted. Now, when we first met this agent, we liked him. He's a really nice guy. And when I look back on it now, he followed all the principles that I now teach about interpersonal relationships. He did an excellent job. But it became more than that. He became trusted in terms of the way that he communicated with us and the extra mile that he went to really make sure that we knew he did actually care. We weren't just a number and we weren't just a commission to him. That transcends, and therefore, when he became trusted, again, he got repeat business, and I know that he still does. Now, the last thing I want to talk about in terms of sales skills for real estate agents, you cannot underestimate tenacity, stick-ativity, perseverance. It's not an easy game. It can be easy when the market's booming and houses are selling for more than asking price, but that's not always going to be the case. Now, when you're the agent representing a property, you've got the task of managing that listing, creating more listings, and then also dealing with all of the potential buyers that get in touch about those properties. And you're constantly looking for the way to bring two buyers, a buyer and a seller, together in agreement. Now, that's a lot of work. It's absolutely vital that you're prepared to put in the effort and do the work. The more you do that, the better the result you're going to get. Now, we have a blog post that we've written that goes into a lot more detail about this subject. The link is in the comments below. Please click through. And if you'd like to talk about how we might be able to help you develop these sales skills, get in touch today.